Today on the Morning Edition, 7 months ago, an avalanche near Girdwood killed 3 heli-skiers. Now, at least one of the bodies has been located. Plus, a video goes viral showing an ICE arrest here in Anchorage, but it raised questions about whether it actually was the agency or not. We'll hear from ICE as our investigative team brings us the latest. And later, even a kangaroo has to go to the chiropractor now and then. And if they can hop their way in, what's your excuse? We'll hop to the details as the Morning Edition starts now. Oh my goodness, poor thing, probably so confused.
It's all that bending over, doing the jumping that, that with them powerful back hind legs that they have.
I'm sure they do get a lot of back problems. Well, welcome back. What's in the forecast today?
Well, we're still watching those gusty, strong winds that have been impacting areas out west. We've still got some flooding concerns. And while we are waking up this morning to some rain showers and gusty conditions across South Central, really nothing significant that's going to impact us throughout the day outside of that chance that we'll keep with some light rain showers across South Central to start off this morning. That is a quick moving system that's moving in from the west to the east, and we will keep again some of those spotty to isolated showers throughout the day. But of course, the bigger story statewide continues to be that area of low pressure that's out towards Russia. Notice this cold front associated with it. As that moves inland, we're actually going to see a return to some colder conditions for a good portion of the state as we close out this week and welcome in the weekend. But of course, we're still seeing strong winds out west. We've got some high wind warnings. We've even got several areas out towards western and northwest Alaska, which remain up under some coastal flood warning. High wind advisories, high wind warnings, as well as winter weather advisories as you head through portions of the central Brooks Range. So we are seeing several locations across the state that remain up under some form of weather alerts to start off your Wednesday morning. Of course, some of the greater concerns continue to be out west, where we do have that coastal flood warning. These are ongoing either through tomorrow or on into Friday, where we're going to continue to see that increased wave heights and rain. We've already been dealing with some flooding potential out towards Kotzebue that has led to some issues. Those water levels will continue to rise about 4 to 8 feet above the normal high tide, with the low-lying properties being the greatest at risk, with the erosion looking possible near the water and that coastline. Those gusts this morning still upwards of about 60 miles per hour will continue to favor areas of western Alaska, where we'll see those winds of about 40 to 65 miles per hour throughout the day. And of course, we are going to continue to see warm conditions taking hold for today. And then through the rest of the week, we'll track in some cooler conditions for a good portion of the state. I'll have more on that in that 7-day forecast coming up.
In today's top story, it's the day after Election Day, and results are still coming in from across many districts. Mayoral elections in Fairbanks, Palmer, and others, along with assembly seats and propositions. We have trackers on our website showing the latest results from all across the state. We'll give you a more in-depth look at the latest unofficial results a bit later in the newscast, but you can go to our website and see the latest information on the elections at any time. Turning now to the newsroom, where Adelmi Ruiz joins us with an update 7 months after an avalanche near Girdwood killed 3 heli-skiers. Searchers have recovered one of the men. Adelmi, what can you tell us?
Kristen, the March 4th slide buried the 3 friends, all in their late 30s and on vacation together under nearly 100 feet of snow. The remains were found Friday in a log jam below the 20-mile river slide area. Authorities are waiting until the next of kin has been notified before releasing a name. For one family, there's closure. For 2 others, the search continues. Anchorage police are releasing the first numbers on how Anchorage's illegal camping ban is being enforced. The ordinance, which APD says it started enforcing in September, makes it illegal to camp near roads, trails, parks, and schools. According to a public dashboard, police have arrested 4 people. 87 people have complied with the ordinance, and 11 others accepted services like shelter or treatment. Police Chief Sean Kay says enforcement is likely to increase this month, which is considered one of the deadliest for people living outdoors.
So we want to make sure that we're providing as many contacts as we can between the police department and our partners to try to get folks into shelter and into housing during this month, as it's a cold and dark season, so that we try to reduce those number of outdoor deaths.
The department says it will update those numbers monthly, and you will find a link to the dashboard on our website. Kristen.
All right, thanks, Adelmi. Our investigative team reviewed a viral Anchorage video that sparked a community discussion about immigration enforcement. It involves a home improvement project that did not end as expected for one Anchorage mom. It was a day like any other until, as our investigative team's Augusta McDonald tells us, unmarked cars pulled into a quiet neighborhood.
It was an ordinary Friday in a familiar neighborhood. And Jessica Sanagak Ulrich was hoping to get her countertops resealed.
I had hired a couple contractors to come to my house and do a little bit of repair work.
But that was almost a week ago.
I heard yelling outside.
And the work isn't done yet.
I saw that the contractor van was on the street here and the doors were open, but nobody was inside of it. Are you part of ICE?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Need help with anything?
Yeah, why are you doing this?
An ICE spokesperson says 2 men were detained on Friday for immigration violations under an administrative arrest warrant. Luis Mario Osorio Guillo, a Venezuelan national, and John Eduardo Reyes Valderrama, a Colombian national. Have you ever seen any activity like that in a...
I've only seen activity like that on social media, and I feel like it was definitely a shock and surprise to see that happen in my own front yard. I did start creating a video of what I was witnessing and thought it was important to do that.
This is how an ICE arrest should more or less go down.
Nations Law Group attorney Nicholas Alano reviewed the now viral video posted to Facebook.
We don't like these arrests. We don't like, they may be correct and lawful, but I think that morally detaining people who are working, who are simply trying to stay in this country and make their lives better is not the thing that we should be doing. The problem is with the law that we have in the books.
Alano encourages community members that don't agree with current immigration laws to get involved in politics and work to change them.
I still have hope, and I want everyone to maintain that hope that we can turn this around, we can come together as a beloved community and support each other.
Augusta McDonald, Alaska's news source.
According to ICE, both men arrested Friday are now being held in the Tacoma Detention Center. We'll update you if we learn new information. In Anchorage, clearing the ice and snow has been an ongoing problem. Watch alaskasnewssource.com later today at 3 as Mayor Suzanne LaFrance rolls out the plan to tackle winter's worst. Find out how the municipality will keep streets clear and safe. Again, that will be later today at 3 p.m. As Anchorage school officials look to possibly close 2 schools, the board met to discuss the future at a work session Tuesday evening, a move the district says is necessary because of declining enrollment. ASD Superintendent Jarrett Bryant is recommending the closure of Lake Otis Elementary and Fire Lake Elementary for the upcoming school year. Justin Matson was at ASD headquarters where hot conversation took place beyond the school closures.
Lake Otis and Fire Lake Elementary Schools, the latest in the round of right-sizing as the Anchorage School District sees dwindling numbers.
For quite a few years now, we've had a gradual decrease in the number of students enrolled in first grade, and that's working its way up through all the grade levels.
Consolidation for the district to help offer better services.
The consolidation is basically trying to pool students into 1, 2, or 3 other schools so that they're at a more optimal staffing level, student level, and trying to operate efficiently and also trying to deliver the best service to students. Some of our schools have got such a low population that's gotten really difficult.
Outside headquarters, teachers making their voices heard.
Where we have class sizes that are over 32 students. It's impossible to educate with a quality education of students when you have that many in a classroom.
As everyone looks for the best way to help Anchorage's students.
We're concerned about our students, and we put our students' education first.
We'll try to do other things so that students feel comfortable when they show up in the fall for the first day. I know a number of our schools that have received students from closed neighborhood schools have done ceremonies that sort of honored the previous buildings, previous schools, or kept artifacts from them.
The teachers union and the district have entered arbitration talks as of Tuesday. This is a developing story, and we'll be sure to keep you updated as new information becomes available. Still to come here on the Morning Edition, have you been to the Diamond Center lately? If you have, you may have noticed the ice ring is a bit different. And if you haven't, here's your warning, so you're not surprised. We'll let you know why when we return.
Still holding on to stormy weather out west. Here over the next couple of days, cooler weather builds back in across the state. I'll have more on that, but first at sunrise, 8:25 in Anchorage, 7:18 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back. 13 minutes past the hour, halfway through the work week. Aaron, what's the forecast looking like?
All right, we're still holding on to some of those high winds out west, some coastal flooding, which will continue where we're seeing those water levels 5 to 8 feet above normal high tide. Even some areas could see some localized flooding or some localized high surf even higher than that. Now, here over the next couple of days, as that system continues to build off towards the northeast, and we've got a cold front that's going to sweep across the state, that's going to drive in some cooler weather where we will see a transition to some wintry mix for portions of Alaska. We'll still see those above average temperatures through the overnight hours, particularly here across South Central. But there's our area of low pressure just to the north of Gamble, St. Lawrence. We've got areas across western Alaska that continue to see some of these stronger winds. And we're waking up this morning to winds of 40 to about 50 miles per hour. Those will continue to gust throughout the remainder of the day, even seeing some darker purples popping up. This is where we're going to see those winds upwards, if not in excess of 60 miles per hour. So through the afternoon hours, Norton Sound, southern parts of the Seward Peninsula, you'll begin to see those winds likely topping out near your peak amounts of those wind speeds. And then that will continue to exit off towards the northeast. And then overnight into tomorrow, we'll see much improved conditions when it comes to those winds outside of areas of the northwest Arctic Borough, which will continue to see winds of about 40 to 50 miles per hour. That's where we're going to see that coastal flood warning remaining in effect through Friday. So that system will continue to pull off towards the northeast. Rain will continue to spread eastward across the state. Notice through parts of the Brooks Range, we're going to see a decent shot for some heavy snowfall. As colder weather transitions into the state, we're going to gradually see a transition to some wintry mix for portions of Alaska here over the next couple of days. Of course, rain will still remain for the southern coastline as you head south of the Alaska range. But notice into the interior, out towards the slope, we're going to see that transition to some snow showers by week's end. And we're also going to begin to see those temperatures cooling off here over the next couple of days. So still favoring some of those stronger winds out west for your Wednesday, where we're going to continue to see some flooding concerns. Notice throughout the afternoon hours into the overnight, those temperatures drop back down into the 30s. Even into the interior, we're going to see the return to some cooler conditions. So that's where we're going to see that opportunity for another round of some wintry mix building back into the interior by week's end. Not so much here in South Central when it comes to those cooling off, but we will see afternoon highs likely dropping into the upper 40s as we welcome in the weekend. For today, we'll see a chance for some isolated showers. Those temperatures warming into the low to mid 50s across South Central. We could even see a few areas topping out in the upper 50s, which is well above average for this time of year. Notice October, we tend to see our average high temperature around 42 degrees. Of course, this is more so towards the latter half of the month where we do see some of our cooler conditions for the month of October. But we've really yet to tap into any of that cooler weather and will likely continue to favor warm conditions for the foreseeable future. Low to mid 50s through at least Friday, and then we do cool off into the mid to upper 40s this weekend. We'll see some sunshine breaks to close out the week, but return to some rain looking likely as we welcome in next week with that return to some cooler conditions. Overnight lows also dipping down into the mid 30s as early as Friday night.
All right, thanks, Aaron. A rock climbing gym in Anchorage has set up a memorial for an accomplished adventurer who tragically passed last week. Jace Bertrand discusses the memorial's sentiment as well as Balin Miller's legacy.
Flowers, a photo, and a poem. This is how the Alaska Rock Gym is honoring Balin Miller. The 23-year-old was a renowned Anchorage climber, also a mentor and a coach.
I guess I initially met Balin when he was working here when he was like a teenager. He was working youth programs when I was working front desk. But I got to kind of know him through the years, through climbing and the community at the gym, as well as like climbing outside.
While enthusiasts knew Miller for his impressive climbs, friends and family cherished memories of his personality.
He was very genuine and quirky and not afraid to like state his opinion. He never watered himself down for anyone.
You have to be smart to climb. You have to be physically able and incredibly smart and acutely aware of everything around you. And that he was.
I think it was very much a expressive sort of sport for him that not only like had a sense of adventure, but was something that he could make his own.
Miller was also known for his humility.
He was never in it for the fame. You know, he would do interviews, he would do things and not get paid, and he would live on a shoestring budget.
Many still reeling from the young man's passing.
I think that he inspired people to be brave and to be themselves, and that climbing can be what you make of it, that it's like a very creative, artistic sport. And I think that he also just ended up making community wherever he went. I know that it's not just his community here that's been hurt by his loss, but also just his community down in Washington as well as in Bozeman.
The Alaska Rock Gym encourages people to stop by and share the impact of Miller on their lives. Jace Bertrand, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.